When I chose the pieces, when I tried to curate this album, I found that all the pieces that interest me have a landscape and a soundscape of their own, and they have been written perhaps about a landscape, be it personal or an internal or an external landscape of the composer who wrote them. They have been written in different times and in different geographical, political contexts, but they all share, in a way, an attempt to depict something that is wider than a person and the innermost scape and space, each in their own way, each in their own language. This one is south, very close to the border with Spain, on the beach, with great cliffs falling down to the cruel sea, and the main star is the merle bleu, the bluebird, which lives alone in the holes of those cliffs. There are stretches of pure silence where we don't know where the next sound is going to come from and from which element in nature, from whether it is going to come from the sea or from the rocks or from a sudden wave break that is going to hit a rock, or a little tweet of one of the birds, or from the seagulls screaming. Samir Odeh Tamimi's Skiá is a piece from piano solo. The name in Greek means a silhouette or a shadow. For me, he's one of the most interesting composers around at the moment. And also, being fellow countrymen, we share a similar landscape. So there is a particular joy in performing his music and sense of insight on that common landscape that we share. There is a sense of thirst, great thirst there. It's like a Fata Morgana where you are in the desert or in a very, very arid landscape, which is very, 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 very dry, and you see from far away this scintillation of imaginary water, and you think it's there, and then you go near and it's not there, and you keep searching. On the 1st of October 1905, a demonstrator in Brno was shot by a sniper during a demonstration, and this event shook Janáček very, very much, this violation of a human life and the tragedy of it. And he wrote this piano sonata. The piece depicts two moments in this event. It depicts the premonition of just before the shot itself. It's like a frozen moment in time that is extended throughout the first movement. And the second movement is death. And I don't know what Janáček had in mind, but for me it is really the moment of death expanded on a long, tragic, funereal movement. Heitor Villa-Lobos wrote Ruggi Poema as a piece for his very, very dear friend, the great pianist Artur Rubinstein, who was one of his main supporters. When you hear this piece, you see a human landscape, but you see also a very, very strong Brazilian, natural, brutal, wide, melancholic, strong, dark and bright and sensual landscape. We have African drumming, and we have bird song, and we have human song, and we have dance, and we have a lot of the very Brazilian combination of melancholy and sweetness in this piece. This is the most universal of landscapes. It belongs to the innermost concept of what is being a human being, what is music. It's like looking at the sky. You see your innermost self when you look up. The more I worked on this program, the more I realized to what extent this is a milestone project for me, and to what extent this program and the combination of those pieces form my own landscape, my own internal and external landscape.